Crazy T, aka Ill Smith, the Fresh Prince of Welfare, representing WOVU 95.9. What's happening?
Stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, get your boy together, we can all eat, we can all eat. Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet. You ever heard of Black Wall Street? We gotta stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, get your together, we can all eat, we can all eat. Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, I want everything that's black on, black on. That's right, man. Don't ask me about no god prices. Did you ask that white man? Stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, get your boy together, we can all eat, we can all eat. Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet. You ever heard of Black Wall Street? We gotta stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, get your together, we can all eat, we can all eat. Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet, get on our feet. Black Wall Street, I want everything that's black on, black on. That's right, man. Don't ask me about no god prices. Did you ask that white man?
Cleveland got that music, man. A lot of people be sleeping on this all day long, and that's the whole point of my show. Is to play Cleveland music and showcase these artists, man. Why not? I don't care. Why not? I'm in my early 40s at this point. I'm gonna be where I'll be at in hip hop for sure. Like, I got one of the most influential guys in this neighborhood, War 5. I'm telling you why I mess with him heavy. He put something out on Instagram, right? And then voices his concerns. And I voiced mine back. And then I said, you know what, hit me up, call me, because that's usually how I get stuff done. We had a conversation. And that's what black men's supposed to do. And we both came to understand that. I heard his part, he heard my part, and then we was like, okay, we actually doing the same thing, we just saying it differently. And I understood what he was saying. He's here, and he does a lot for the community. I'm talking about, he's in those streets. He's in the streets. He's in the hood. He's with the kids. He's everywhere, changing his community. Like, a lot of people talk about it, but he's actually there changing his community. On Instagram, he goes by the name of Freethinkers. And he does. He always drops gems, man. Welcome to the 95.9 FM DJ Kristyles show. What's up, man?
Yo, 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 it's your boy Freethinker Walt, man. That was a hell of an that was an introduction.
You like that?
My bad.
You like that
introduction?
You like that?
Yeah.
But real is real. And I commend you for that. And I like guys where we can have a conversation and not come at each other and have a dialogue and come to an understanding of what we're trying to do. And I love your movement. Everything about the kids and what you do for the kids. What you do for your community is huge. It's huge. You're MC.
Right.
You're MC. By all means, you're MC. You're a hip hop artist. But it seems like your movement and your calling have moved towards building your community up because you're tired of seeing where it's at. Well, at what point, when did it click for you? That's what I want to know. Like, when did you know, like, this is it? This is it.
I mean, well, it's always been that. Like, it's always been that for me. And, you know, just getting out there and talking, people will look at you funny. Like, I don't want to hear you preaching, man. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what separates you from everybody else that was telling us this before? So I'm like, well, let me figure this out. You get what I'm saying? So I started to put it into a music form. So all the jewels that I would drop on a regular to the young homies just by talking to them, I started to put it in music. So that was the only reason why I started to make music, was to get to the young homies, because I knew through fashion and music was the only way you could reach them. All that talking to them, because they couldn't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the older homies, I didn't want to hear it. It was maybe 1 or 2 examples in the community that was doing something positive. But other than that, I didn't want to hear it. I was going towards all the other negativity. You know, the cats in the neighborhood with the drugs and the cars and the money, the clothes. That's where I wanted to be. So, and I also wanted to follow the rappers.
Right.
Okay, these rap dudes nice. You know what I'm saying? I want to get with these rappers. They got the chains and all that. So I figure if I put the jewels and the positivity in a rap form, I could reach the young homies. So it's always been about changing the community. I just tried to get away. I had to figure out another way to reach them. And it was through rap.
And you're reaching the kids now. Your thought process and what you do for the community is good. Do you see how much support are you getting? You know a lot of people in this world. You know a lot of people that's up the way, down the way. You know a lot of people in this area. A lot of rappers. A lot of people that's in the hip hop community. How much of these guys are really reaching out to you to help you out for this? Because we always talk about we need to get together as artists. We need to get together to this. Always talk about the music, but we never talk about getting inside the community and using our resources and getting inside the community to change this culture, to change what we see every day from 55th all the way up through Kismet.
Yeah.
You know, do you get any help on that standpoint?
I get help. Well, when I first started, man, I was going to these places. I was up the way, EC, St. Clair, Wade Park. This is when I first started 6 years ago. So I was everywhere. So I already had the opportunity to work with 90% of the city. Like, you know, anybody that was doing something positive, I reached out to them early stages in my career. So, you know, it may seem like I'm not working with as many as people as I did, but I mean, as like right now, but I already worked with them. So yeah, I had a lot of support, man, over the years. You get what I'm saying? And I still keep in contact with a lot of these guys. So yeah, I get fair support. And then it's just a purpose. So if I don't get support, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think one of the biggest things that I've seen, I think a lot of people raised their eyes was the NFL Network came at you.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did that, not just NFL, it was NFL Network, it was other media that tapped in with you. Like, how did that come about?
So I'm a central ambassador, and what a central ambassador is just somebody that's in the central community in a leadership role. People that the kids gravitate to, the elders gravitate to. So I was nominated to be a central ambassador. So now what happens is I get called to these meetings, and I was called to a meeting about what's going on in the community, the negativity. And just so happened, I get called to a meeting with the NFL Network, and the NFL Network was doing a whole segment on systematic oppression. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah. But they called it social justice. So it was the whole Colin Kaepernick situation going on and how he canceled his workout. It was that week. So what happened was
How fitness.
Man, dope. It was like, I was like, wow, like they couldn't have got a better person. Because I had already been tackling this issue. So when they called me, so I go to the meeting. And I'm in there with a lot of seniors, because what happens is a lot of people in my generation or younger, they don't come to these meetings. No. So it just be me, like the youngest cat in there, and I'm 32. Everybody else be 45, 50, 60. So I'm in this meeting, and you got CMHA officers in there, senior citizens, and a lot of white people, just, camera people just around, just capturing the story. So I'm voicing my opinion on what's going on in the community, how I grew up, how many times I got arrested, how I overcame that. And then from there, some guy just pulled me to the side, like, we want to talk to you one-on-one. So when I get out there, we get to talking one-on-one, and he want to know exactly what I've been talking about, which was, in our community, they took away the Daves. They took away our grocery store, right? So we don't have a grocery store, so now we only forced to shop at fast food restaurants, local stores, and gas stations. And all those stores are selling food which is high sodium, all these chips and pop and chicken sandwiches and all that, right? So it's like we don't have a place to shop. And the thing that's killing us the most as African Americans is not really gun violence. Gun violence is doing a great job, but it's not that. It's heart disease,
yes,
diabetes, and high blood pressure. And what's giving us this food that we eating? So I talked about that. Then I talked about the infant mortality rate, which is babies dying before the age of 1. And Central had a 22% rate of babies dying before the age of 1. And that was 2018. So not only did we have a food desert with no grocery store, we had infant mortality. So babies was dying at an all-time high. So I talked about that. Then not only that, it was that they was closing down one of our high schools, which was Adams. And now all we have is one high school in the community, which is Tech. And if you put all these kids in one high school, what that's going to do? That's going to decrease learning. You get what I'm saying? That's going to add to the classrooms. So if you oversize classrooms, that's what, I'm saying? And a lot of kids going to drop out, not want to come to school. So it was all systematic, and I talked about that. And that's exactly what the NFL Network wanted to hear. So that's how that came about.
So is that airing anytime soon?
I didn't get an exact date, but they've been giving me updates like we're working on it. So
okay. So it'll be sometime when they go over either after the season.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's during the playoffs.
Is it during the play? That's hard. 95.9 FM, my man Freethinker. He's in the building. He on the show, doing a lot of things for the community. And you touched on something that's was very important. This corridor they're building here. Mm-hmm. In the city, if y'all don't know, they shut down East 55th for 490. They're gonna build this freeway through so you can hit up the university.
Yeah.
Also, part of that is, if anybody watching, is they're building a new, or has been approved to build a new police station. In this open corridor they're making around just up the street from here. What do you think about that? What they're trying to do in the revitalization of this community in Kinsman, and how does that affect everybody else around us?
So for sure, if you're not knowledgeable about what's going on, it's gentrification at an all-time high, and you know gentrification is coming into a community, making a low-income and poverty community better. And what they're doing is they offering a lot of the people where I stay, which I stay on Carver Park. I grew up on Outhwaite my whole life, 25 years. I've been on Carver Park the last 7, so that's 32 years. I've been down the way. And they're giving everybody Section 8. So what they're doing is moving everybody up to the suburb areas and bringing people closer to the inner city. And what I see with that freeway and the new police station is gentrification. And they're bringing more people of higher income down closer to the resources, and we're losing out on the resources. So the thing that I try to do is make sure all my young guys is knowledgeable. You know, let's get employment. Let's do something sustainable, and let's be a part of it. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna kick us out.
Yeah. What do you feel about that part? So that's when it gets bigger, because now, and you're a smart guy, so we can tackle these information. So according to the policy that our President Donald Trump is trying to do is cut off a lot of people off the SNAP program. You got to have a certain job, certain hours. I didn't read the description, so don't quote me on anything that is correctly about that, but I know that's on the table. How would that affect our community right now, including with this gentrification that's going on, where they're trying to revitalize this central area? And they are trying to bring in a lot of black businesses in this area too. How can we get the word out to our community, like things we need to do? Like our system is so broken. Where do we start at? That's the question. And there's no right or wrong answer, but where do we start at to get us to where we need to be?
Well, I think we start with real estate. And what I mean by real estate is that, like, you know, I do the youth program here every fourth Monday. And I've done youth programs inside of Boys and Girls Clubs and Mount Elementary. But what I'm trying to say is about real estate, to get back on that, is I don't own any of that. So the minute that we start to own things is the minute that we can change it. Because what if they just shut my program down? I ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no authority. I don't own nothing. So at any given time, they can shut us down. But if we invest in real estate and start owning these buildings, that's when it change.
And that's perfect. That goes right into his single. It's called Black Wall Street. See how that happens? You see how that happens? Tell us a little bit about the song.
Black Wall Street is to glorify, man, all black businesses. So everybody in the city of Cleveland, the state of Ohio, America in general, anybody black, you know, Black Wall Street started out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? And it was over in like the 1920s. It started like in the 1800s. Thousands of black businesses flourishing, and the government dropped the bomb on them. You get what I'm saying? It killed them. So what I want to do is try to bring that back to the city of Cleveland. So everybody that got a business, a clothing line, real estate, whatever you doing, let's get together. And that's what Black Wall Street is bringing black businesses together.
Well, we got it right here. Black Wall Street, 95.9 FM. Free thinkers, let's go.
So let's remind us, we be in line spending all of our dollars. We gotta stick together, get on our feet, Black Wall Street, get your together, we can all eat, Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet. You ever heard of Black Wall Street? We gotta stick together, get on our feet, Black Wall Street, get your together, we can all eat, Black Wall Street, we gotta stick together, get on our feet, Black Wall Street, I want everything that's black on. That's right, man. Don't ask me about no god prices. Did you ask that white man?